and welcome to another episode of Pony 411. This is episode 67 for the week of August 17th. I'm your co-host Alca7raz, and with me, like normal, is Nemesis.
Summer's almost over, finally.
Yeah. Some ways this is a good thing, some ways this isn't. But anyway, We've got, of course, another episode. We've got just a little bit of news, less than normal, thankfully, and a comic that we're going to talk about.
Yes.
And something a little bit different.
Again,
something
doing
a little
things
bit
different again.
So,
It's like we're not happy just being static.
yes, let's break out of the status quo. Do something a little fun. Hopefully it won't be.
We're going to destroy a library.
Okay, I'll go with that. So, stay tuned for that. But first up, news for our quick hits. If you want to follow along, and I recommend you do so, you can find all of our show notes at pony411.libsyn.com/show notes. Go there, we'll have links to all these articles we talk about, so you can read them and get any more details. So, go there, check that out, follow along. Let's get started. In convention news, Nightmare Nights Dallas has a bit of news, including a back-to-school sale for their registration, 10% off using the code BTS10.
Till the end of August.
Till the end of August, yes. They also have a new forum set up on mlpforums.com. They're hooked up with Ponyverse now and that whole network. So if you want, for all announcements or if you want to discuss things, go there, check them out. They've also updated their attendee policy, and press badge applications are open.
Yeah, well, we're not going to Dallas, so.
Yeah, I'm not going to Dallas. It's a little bit of a drive.
Or flight. Again,
or flight. I don't want
which
to.
will be expensive.
I don't want to pay for
Not going to deal with it.
No. Anyway, moving on. Vina Sood, and I hope I pronounced that right, the voice actor for Miss Harshwinny, will be attending BronyCon.
Zeus.
So. Zeus. Not quite. Not quite. So yeah, and that's the end of this week, actually. If I remember correctly.
Is it?
BronyCon.
Oh, yeah.
It's coming up real quick.
Yeah, I think it is this week. And holy crap.
Yeah. Andrea Lemon and Tara Strong will be heading to Kamikaze on October 31st to November 2nd at the LA Convention Center.
Yes.
So it's not a pony convention. It's
still.
Just a comic convention.
Ponies. So.
Yes, they're going to be there. And obviously ponies will be involved.
Particularly for Andrea Lemon because, well, that's pretty much what she's known for.
Primarily,
Tara
yes.
Strong is like all
Tara
over
Strong's
the place.
A ton of things. And that's convention news. Moving on to other things in the fandom. 2 more episodes of the Bronies 2 unreleased tapes have been released.
Yeah, one of them apparently released last week, and we didn't catch it in time.
We didn't catch it. Oops.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's 2.
Because it released Saturday, and we recorded on Saturday.
Yeah. And Ponies the Anthology 4 is out.
Hooray!
Sort of. It's really short.
Yeah.
They said
6 minutes and some change.
it's like 6 minutes long because, they decided to stop making them.
Oh, no!
Or did they? Yes, apparently it's really short. They're not doing it this one. It's pretty much just a stay tuned till next year for Ponies Anthology 5.
5, yes.
Yes, they're going to go all out, apparently, from what I hear.
Oh, boy. Now the question is, will they be able to improve on 3? Because 3 was kind of a letdown.
It was kind of a letdown.
Believe!
Yes, I want to believe. Moving on to merchandise news. A while back, as in April, a line of plushies came up from Play by Play. Little plushies that apparently weren't very good. But recently, a larger version of them have shown up. And they're looking better.
Yep.
So, yay, plushies.
Hey, yes. Europe, by the way.
Yes, this is a European line, so those of us on the US side of things,
Gotta get them imported.
If you want them imported. So
Good luck.
Yep. More plushies. Winter accessory versions of the Aurora, Twilight, Pinky, and Rainbow Dash plushies are available on Amazon.
Perfect for winter wrap-up.
Yep. Which you've still got a few months to go till.
Quite a few.
Yes. But alright. Even more plushies. Build-A-Bear is showing off an upcoming Celestia plushie.
Yes.
No release date on that yet, though. So.
But will she fly to the castle?
Someone will make her if you throw her hard enough.
Oh boy.
Wave 11 of the blind bag figures should be coming out this September or October.
That's September in Europe, October in the U.S.
That's what it is. What he said. And the codes for them, so they aren't really all that blind anymore, are all available.
Yeah, so all the codes are out there, so you can just go rummage through them,
yeah,
and find the ones you want. Like, for example, I'm going to be looking for AD.
Yes. And make people in the store.
Sunset Shimmer.
People give you funny looks as you're rummaging through the box.
Don't judge me.
Don't judge me. And last of the merchandise stuff, sort of merchandise.
Yes.
A Derpy.
Muffins,
Derpy, whatever. It's Derpy. Gamer Pick
Muffins.
Pack has been released on the Xbox Marketplace for the 360.
Yep.
So,
$1.
It's like $1. It's
Yeah,
like
it's 360. It's not. I believe that these do not work for the Xbox One because the Xbox One gamer picks are way bigger.
Yeah.
Because it's not really the same. Yeah, it's a totally different system now. So
Yeah, what he said. I think it's like 4 or 5. I don't know how many are in there. I don't know. If you're a Derpy fan, there you go.
Yeah.
And you have an Xbox 360.
I believe it's 4. Yes.
4. I see 4 there. That looks like 4.
Yes.
Moving on to comic news. A preview for Friends Forever number 8, which is the Rare Jack one.
It's not actually shipping,
I
guys.
know
Calm
it's not
down.
the
It
shipping
doesn't have an
one.
inside track or anything.
But it's already an Applejack.
On a road trip.
Yes. A preview for that is available, so if you like spoilers, there you go. The subscription variant cover for Friends Forever number 9 was posted to IDW's Facebook page, so if you want to check that out. That's Flim and Flam and Granny Smith. So. Ted Anderson, writer for the last 2 comics, one of which we're actually going to talk about.
Yes, because it just came out.
Yep. Released a behind-the-scenes thing on the Trixie arc that he did.
Yeah. I looked at it. It's actually pretty interesting, just how his thought process is, all the little joke, explaining, what he wanted to do, why he couldn't do some things, and all that stuff. It's pretty neat. So I say check it out if you're like that sort of thing.
Yeah, there you go.
Behind-the-scenes stuff.
And a little bit of Equestria Girls news. As there was a new song and music video thing up on the YouTube channel.
Yes.
The song's actually based off the original theme.
Yeah.
So.
It's an Equestria Girls thing, though, even though it's singing about ponies.
Yes,
But
it's
yeah,
a little interesting.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
It's not particularly great.
It was all right. I
Yeah.
kind of cringed a little bit when they dropped the "love and tolerate" line in there
Yeah.
too. So it's
And
like,
apparently someone said, I
okay.
can't confirm this, but apparently this was supposed to be the original end credit song for Equestria Girls.
word on the grapevine is.
Yeah, but
So there you
Anyway,
go. Go listen to it if you feel like it. It's all right.
yeah.
And last section of news we've got. 2 new writers for Season 5 have joined the staff, and they're Joanna Lewis and Christine Sonko.
Yes.
I think I pronounced that last name right. So yeah,
They've done stuff for like Fairly Odd Parents and whatnot in the past, so
you can go check them out on Twitter too.
Yeah.
So there's links.
they have a joint account.
Yes. So I'm wondering if they do a lot of stuff just together.
I think
That's
they
what
do probably write together.
Last piece, a little bit of confusing news. In a fact sheet for the Rainbow Rocks movie, Season 5 was listed as starting as November of this year.
What?
Yeah, we're not sure if this is a typo or if it's old info and things are moved afterwards because there's kind of contradicting information,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Since this is the only one that says November and everything else has said 2015, people apparently have said it's definitely 2015. Hasbro people and DHX people.
I'm thinking,
And
I'm actually thinking this might be old news. Maybe
it's
they
probably
just didn't
old
update
or
their news.
a placeholder that was never updated. And
Yeah,
it's probably
because
just
other pieces of this fact sheet were up to date,
yeah.
except this one wasn't. So it's like, that's really, really confusing.
But yeah, I'm not gonna get my hopes up. I'm gonna go ahead and keep saying it's probably still 2015. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'd say if you stick in the boat of where I am, just keep your expectations low. So if it does turn out to be true, you get pleasantly surprised. But if it turns out to be false, you don't get crushed.
So yeah, that's the news.
Hooray, we're done.
Yep.
Okay, we're done. Let's go
Yep.
home.
Good night.
We out.
Well, we're out. No, we do have some more things to talk about. Yeah, so let's talk about the comic.
Switch things up a bit.
Yeah, we'll start off with the comic instead of our main discussion.
Yes. Comic.
Take it
Issue
away.
22. Part 2 of the Trixie Jewel heist arc thing.
Thing.
So, And by the way, if you haven't read 21, this will probably have a little spoilers for that. But yeah,
Spoiler alert.
basically, Trixie and, let's see, Applejack, Rarity, Fluttershy, Babs, and Apple Bloom
Yes.
have all been accused of being Trixie's accomplices, and now they're all in hiding.
Yep.
In very silly disguises.
Very silly.
Yes, trying to figure out, who really stole the jewel, so they could clear their names and Trixie's, because Trixie's, it's pretty obvious Trixie is actually trying to be a good pony, even if she's still a bit narcissistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what it is basically. They're just trying to clear their names, so they're trying to catch the real thief. And yeah, that's where things go. And you can't really go much further in explanation without revealing who actually the thief is and whatnot. Or yeah, so it's actually, I think it's actually a pretty good. This has actually been a really fun arc, I'll be honest. I really enjoyed this one a lot, and so it's just a quick little thing. It's got Trixie, and I liked it. What did you think?
I thought it was all right. It was a nice, easy read. I mean, not a huge amount of meat to it, but it wasn't bad. It was enjoyable. I'd probably give it like maybe a 7.
I like the little tiny gags, just throughout the thing, just little gags, just even Babs and Trixie kind of connecting just because of similar kind of used to be jerks.
Yeah.
Now they're kind of trying to be good. So and it's also got really nice art style. I just like this art style for this particular comic. This is oh boy, I'm going to butcher this. Agnes Garbowska. I hope I didn't butcher that.
Probably did.
But yeah, so yeah, it's just a fun little comic. I honestly think compared to the previous arc, this is actually a better overall story, just because the previous arc kind of fumbled a bit. That was the Reflections, the mirror.
Yeah.
That one started off strong and fumbled by the end. By the end, it was kind of falling apart.
I think that one we also had higher expectations for.
Yeah.
We wanted more out of it. This one we didn't have as high, so it didn't.
Yeah, this one just pleasantly surprised, and I really like it. And you actually can, when the explanations start showing up, you can actually go back and oh hey, they're right.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a fun little comic. I definitely recommend this one and the previous one. It's a fun little 2-story arc. Worth it. Very good, especially if you've been. I've noticed a lot of people lately have been disappointed with the comics in general. So if you've been, this is a good, I guess, bounce back.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah. So go check it out.
Very fun. I was surprised, and after this though, thankfully no more Trixie though. So at least for a while.
Yeah, it was okay despite Trixie. Despite her, yeah. So most every week we do a fan content thing.
Yes.
Not every week,
Music,
sometimes
fanfic, all that jazz.
Yeah. Well, fan content. That's what I meant to say.
Yes.
Not fanfic. But usually we do some music, if we can find some. We decided, there's a lot of music out there that we haven't been able to feature that's really old, and we'd like to go back and remind people some of the stuff that we think they should go listen to.
Yes.
Even stuff that's come out a couple of years ago. Just what we think is the top stuff.
Or just our personal favorites.
Yeah, stuff we think you should listen to that you may not have or you may have, or just in general.
Kind of just stuff we like.
Yeah.
Fan music unleashed.
Yes, we're getting rid of any of our little internal.
Yeah, so no more limitations about what we can and can't feature. It's just anything goes as long. Well, there's some limitation.
Limitation.
Like anything we can't actually find anymore, like in a downloadable format, that's off the list.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Because there's been a couple of things where it gets wiped out and we can't really get it anymore.
Yeah, or the artist has pulled it or things like that. So we had to take a couple off because of that. But so we'll just go through. We've got a handful, a little large handful 10 each songs that we think you should go listen to if you haven't listened to them already, and if you have, go listen to them again because they're good. Or we wouldn't.
If you maybe heard it once, go give it another listen.
Yeah. So I'll take the start on this one. I would like to start out with Alex S's glitch remix of the MLP theme song. this song, it has a special place for me.
Huh.
It was before I joined the fandom is actually when I heard this song first, and it is what made me stop and realize that there was probably more to it than just 4chan being 4chan. It was because of this song that made me open to joining.
For me to babble and tell him, hey, you should watch this show.
Yep, this song opened the door.
I don't know if I should talk about this or not.
This one does have a special place in my heart, and it's electronic music. I love electronic music.
Glitch.
Yeah, it's glitch music. It's Alex S. And he's done a bunch of really cool ones. But yeah, this has got to be one of my top songs.
Yeah, I have to agree. I mean, this song in particular, I mean, this wasn't like my first song. It was a fairly early song I found. I think I heard he showed me those on his iPod or whatever way back when, but I didn't really think about it. Later on, I found it again. And I forgot it was the same song.
Yeah, it was that day at PAX,
yes.
that I pulled out my iPod and
I was talking about the show, and you showed me that you already had one of the songs. I was like, oh,
I think we had seen a sign.
Yeah, it was a sign. It was like it's because they had
the Unicorn Theater, and it was a sign of Twilight Sparkle. So because I was thinking about it because I heard this song, like I put it on my iPod a couple of days before
I was telling him about it.
I started asking about it. He was telling me about it, so I pulled out the song and listened to it right there in PAX. So yeah.
Yeah, and then I kind of forgot about the song itself, but then I rediscovered it a couple months later or something. I was like, oh yeah, this is a great song. And it's one of my favorite remixes of the main theme because there's quite a few of those. And there's one I also really like, but unfortunately it's kind of been pulled because the account got terminated, but oh well.
Oh.
So yeah, it's difficult to find now. Oh, it's not difficult. You can find it pretty easy. It's find it difficult to get a good downloaded copy.
Yeah.
A good downloaded copy, I should stress. Good. So yeah, it's really fun, like glitch just mix.
Yeah, it's just awesome. Go listen to it.
It's kind of an extended version. If you didn't know, it's kind of an extended version of basically did like a quick 30-second version for I can't remember which one of the many abridged series that was popping up. I don't remember which one this was, but I think it's one of the lesser known ones. That kind of fizzled out. But he made this quick little glitch remix for them, and then he made this expanded 4-minute version. So go check it out if you haven't, because it's probably a popular one that most people know about. But yeah, and well, I have my own song, which is kind of similar. This was my introduction to fan music in general, because I hadn't really known about fan music, and this is For the New Lunar Republic by Not a Clever Pony. And this is my introduction to fan music. This was for me. This was like, there's people making music out of this. Okay, and I listened to this like, oh, okay, I really love this one. And the thing was, for me, it was like, this is like a theme for the final boss of a video game. That's what it reminded me of, and I really enjoyed it for that. It's a really great little just thumping, driving instrumental. Just you definitely listen to it because you heard it in the sample. So. What about you, though?
It wasn't quite as much of a standout as me. I didn't hear it at first until later I joined, but looking into like the history of it, that song had the same reaction to pretty much everyone. It was one of the first fan songs that really, really made fan music in our fandom a thing.
Yes.
It's kind of what started it out.
To give you an idea, it came out on April 24th, 2011. This was one of the first ones.
Yeah, that was during season 1, wasn't it?
That was at the tail end of season 1, yeah.
Tail end of season 1 itself. It was pretty much,
it's also one of the first original songs, too.
Yeah, this was for the
fandom.
One of the, if not the beginning of our fandom's original music.
Yeah. And yes, it's kind of, this song is guilty of if you didn't know any better, if you didn't know, you would not think it's pony related, but this is like one of the first, and because of that, it's a standout, and it's still a great song despite that.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, and the only real problem with it is that, as even the artist said, it's a bit long. It's kind of repetitive for what it is. It doesn't really expand too much from its base, I guess, build.
Yeah.
But it's still a really great song. I still really love it. And this was a song I kept listening to and like in private and making sure no one could hear it. And then eventually downloaded it and actually put it on my iPod and listened to it in my car. I was like, okay.
Yeah, it's funny you should mention that, because my next song, Pinky's Lie by Glaze or Wooden Toaster. This song, it was one of the first songs that I actually downloaded and had on my iPod. I remember when I first started getting into music shortly after this, it was like maybe 6 songs that I had. That's all the music that I knew about and liked and had on my iPod that I listened to a playlist all the time in my car going back and forth to work. The remix that I featured last was one of them, and this was another one. Again, it's a glitchy type remix. It was one of, if I remember correctly, it was one of Wooden Toaster's first.
Mm-hmm.
One of his original ones. Definite standard. Definitely made me take notice of this particular artist and keep looking. And he ended up doing a whole bunch of other really cool ones too.
Mm-hmm. A lot.
So.
Yeah, I remember I think this was one of the songs I initially ignored until he told me about it. This was a long time ago though, but I just like, whatever. But yeah, for me, this is a song I like, but it's not like super like, oh my god, amazing. So I like it. It takes samples from, let's see, I'm trying to think. Let's see, I think Face Your Fears or whatever it was. Giggle the Ghosties and Winter Wrap Up, actually, I think.
And it was when she's making stuff.
Oh, Cupcakes?
Yeah. Yeah, he uses the cupcakes a little bit.
Yeah, the Cupcake song.
The song.
But yeah, so it's interesting. I think I prefer a lot of Wooden Toaster's Glaze.
Yeah, he goes by Wooden Toaster on YouTube, but all of his songs are tagged as Glaze.
So, yeah, I think it's not one of his best works. I prefer a lot of his other works better, but it's still a pretty good song in its own right.
Yeah, I think he does have some better stuff, but this one has a special place for me, just because of it was one of my first.
Yeah, this was not just the first song I heard by Glaze was a vast flutter-sized ass.
That one's a classic.
That's a classic, and it's actually a remix of another song. But I guess that's a good lead-in for my next song, which is, a remix of a remix. It's a Vast Fluttershy's remix by the Raider 310. Yeah, to me, this is like, this was a song that we kind of started off and people really liked it, and then there was 1,000 remixes of this remix.
1,000, I think, is cutting it short.
Yeah, okay,
I think we just swarmed everything.
With everything. I have a bunch myself. I have like 5 of them myself.
Yeah, I think same.
So but this one though, this is the one that stood out for me as like the most like well done of all of them.
Yeah, not just like duplicating.
Yeah, a lot of them people just kind of made it a little bit longer, add a couple more drums or something. This guy like went crazy and just like added this whole big long extra intro thing, and it was just a lot of fun hearing this one, because this was the guy who was like willing to really change it up compared to a lot of other people kind of followed the same formula. Like one guy, I think all he did was just make it even faster.
Yeah,
but it was kind of nice. But it's like a hard style, but this one was like just a really awesome little thing where he just did this cool thing, and then he actually
he took it in his own direction.
You might even know it was the remix until like halfway through if you're just listening to it, and then all of a sudden the actual that starts to kick in. And you're like, oh, Okay.
I actually heard one that's sort of connected to this one. It's not on this list, but
Mhm.
it was a completely new song until you realized that he took Avast and mirrored it and used that as his primary backing tune.
Yeah.
So this song has a lot of connections all over the place.
Yeah.
It was pretty popular. It made waves.
Yeah, it made a lot of ways, and it's a remix of another
It's a
thing.
remix of a
completely.
different
I don't
remix.
even know what
It
the
was-
original was anymore.
I want to say that it originally started out as a joke remix. It wasn't
Yeah.
ever intended to be that big, but it
But
just caught
blew
on
up.
like wildfire.
And
Fire.
I've had vast windows and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was crazy.
So yeah, moving away from some of the, or at least personally, moving away from some of the first things I've heard. There's there's an artist that everyone knows now, Mando Pawnee.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of work with acoustic brony as well. So I mean, a lot of stuff is tagged as acoustic Mando brony.
Yes.
One of them that he's done that I want to point out is his Scootaloo theme called "I'll Fly Higher."
Some people put me down, some people kick me around, but believe me when I tell you I'll be the one that rules this town. But they all say no, and they say you can't go, but I won't let them decide who I should be. Colorful rainbows catch my eye when I see you fly across the sky. You're like a drug that comes to mind. You're like a drug that comes to mind. I'll flap my wings and get off of the floor. I'll fly higher than ever before. Wind in my hair as I start to soar. Wind in my hair as I start to soar.
It's an amazing song. I absolutely love it. I love their work. It's one of those when it's playing in my car and it comes on, I just gotta turn up and listen to it. It's great.
I've never really listened to it before. Well, recently, like super recently.
More recent than he'd like to admit.
Yes. So it's one of those. It's actually an interesting song. What mostly reminds me of is mid 2000s alt rock, like stuff all my brother used to listen to. So that's what it mostly reminds me of. But there's a lot of songs there I actually liked as well. So this actually I really like this one. I think for the most part I really like this one. It's just. I think it's just not one of my super favorites. It's still a good listen, and it's not something I would object to listening to like ever. I think it's just unless I'll like listen to it like 10 hours straight and I want to strangle someone. But
yeah, and this particular one's actually a slight rework because his original one was without acoustic brony, and I think that one had a little bit of vocal and mixing issues. But then he went back and redid it, and this is definitely the better version to listen to.
Yeah.
So
and. Well, moving to something, an entirely different genre, and by an artist we've already mentioned once. Well, for me, this is Party with Pinky, the VIP mix by Alex S. See, for me, I mentioned earlier the glitch remix, but this was I heard it from him, but I think I heard this before I heard the glitch remix on his iPod. This was my introduction to Alex S's music, was Party with Pinky. And the thing was, though, not this particular mix, but the original one, which was pretty enjoyable, but this is the VIP mix which is just, quite frankly, better.
Yeah.
Than the original.
It is.
It's just it implements even more stuff from the show. It's got a new beat and everything.
Yep.
See, also Alex S kind of agrees it's better because, well, he removed the original because he does not ever been happy with it.
Yeah. He
So
went back and fixed
this one,
things.
so I decided to feature this one just because it's better and it's the one that's easily available.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great one. It's got this really awesome intro, and it's a pretty long intro too. And then you actually get to the actual bits, and it actually uses Pinky throughout, and uses her different songs she sung and bits from songs she sung to integrated into the song, and includes in this version also added in stuff from the Smile song.
Yep.
From season 2. So
yeah, which I really enjoyed.
so it's a really good one. I think it's one of his better works ever.
It's one of his tops, actually.
This is one of the best he's ever done, to be honest.
Yep.
So
I think everyone would definitely agree. That's what I usually hear is that this particular song is one of, if not the top Pony song from Alex S., even beating out the Glitch remix or some of his newer, sort of newer Pony music.
Yeah, if you remember way back when we featured Ultimate Sweetie Belle, I believe,
Sweetie Belle,
a long time ago.
I remember.
And we were like, yeah, it's pretty good, but
it's not as good as this one.
Yeah.
And this is that one. It is just that good.
Yeah, it's just one of those. He hit it at the right time and everything, and then it's like everyone loved Party with Pinky, and then he came out with this version. It's like, whoa,
made it even better. Didn't think it was even possible. I'll take this back, and the next one I'll do. I've actually got a couple by this artist that I'm going to feature.
Uh-oh.
We'll start it off with "Will Be in Harmony" by Isenboff. This song is just, I can't even describe it. It's just amazing. It starts out with the nice soft acoustic and then just slowly builds and builds and builds until you've got the heavier electric guitars going, and it's a song that's got a whole bunch of feeling to it. It's another one of those, when it comes on, I just have to stop and listen to it. I actually, at one point in time, I love this song so much, I actually had my brother, who knows absolutely nothing about ponies, listen to this song without telling him what it was. And he liked it. His comment was, "It sounds like it needs vocals," which is funny because it's based off the theme song of the show, which has vocals. So it's like, there's a reason for that, but I didn't tell him why. But it was good enough that I just had to show my brother who plays guitars like this. Mm-hmm. So it's just an amazing song.
It's got really amazing guitar work. I mean, I guess not amazing, but it's still really good.
I'll say amazing.
It's because I've heard some of the crazy guitar work I've heard out, and it's like that would blow pretty much 90% of everything away. But this is still really darn good in its own right, and it's a really nice driving guitar. It's weird in that that's kind of softish, but still really driving. Yeah. And you probably understand what I mean, I hope, but yeah, it's real soft sounding, but it also drives real hard at the same time without being crazy and loud.
I love songs like that.
So it's really nice, and yeah, it is instrumental, and it's only just kind of barely based on the main theme song, but it kind of goes off its own little thing, but it's still based in it, so it gets by the whole. It's not pony related thing.
Yes, it is. You can hear the theme song.
It just barely skirts by that. So, yeah. Speaking of barely skirting by the pony-related thing, I got one that's kind of a guilty pleasure, and it's a Mischievous Purple Unicorn by Gay Jen.
Monitor everything.
Like I said, this one is like my guilty pleasure. It's barely pony related. In fact, if it wasn't for the brief sound clips of like Twilight in there, like very brief, you wouldn't even know. And it's super. Well, it's a heavy bass song.
It is.
It is super. As I saw in the MP3 description when I grabbed it, it's wubby dubby.
Wubby dubby. That's a good way to describe it. Yes.
Yeah. So it is very. This is one of those songs that, hey, this might be a good way to test your bass.
Yeah, I would actually agree with that one.
So yeah, it's like I said, guilty pleasure. It's not particularly pony related. A lot of people would probably screech and probably call it the stereotypical terrible dubstep of this that the fandom is supposed to be known for, but I still really like it.
Yeah,
it's guilty pleasure, but I still like it.
It's a good song. I'll agree with you. It's one of those where you just like, I don't care. I want to hear something with heavy wubs. Put this on. It's good.
Yeah, it's a guilty pleasure, but I still love it. I think you go give it a chance. If you don't, that's okay, but just give it a chance. It's just one of those kind of rises above its own self.
So I'm going to come up with my other Isambov song. The last one was nice and calm. This one, not so much. This is Friendship in Tartarus by Isambov. Yeah, this is really awesome, heavy-hitting electric guitars. I mean, we're talking metal here.
Yep.
It's good. There's also a cool little bit at the end that he kind of changes up a little bit and switches back that I just absolutely love when I hear. So this one came out a little bit later than the last one that I just featured by him. So you can definitely hear some improvements on the technical aspects of things, but it's just a great, fun song.
Yeah. This one is a bit different, and it's still guitar work and it's still a driving guitar, but this one's a lot heavier than the other song we were talking about. I mean, acoustic. A lot heavier.
Yeah, this one doesn't have any acoustic.
Yeah, this is a straight up electric guitar wailing on it.
Yep.
So yeah, it's really, really driving. It's really heavy. Well, not really heavy, but it's
not death metal.
Yeah, it's heavy guitar work, and it's still pretty driving, and it's a really. I think it's one of those songs, if you put it on your car stereo, you might accidentally go a little bit faster than you normally would.
Yeah.
Yeah. As he looks down guiltily. But, yeah. So, yeah, it's what's this? What was it I was thinking of? Shoot. Well, this is one of those songs, though, that is kind of, how is this pony related?
Yeah.
This is the guilty of the, how is this exactly pony related?
Yeah, but it is guilty of that. If you didn't know...
Yeah.
There is no other connection since it is an instrumental and it doesn't borrow from any themes. It's only pony related because that's what inspired it.
Yes.
And that's what it's for. But if you don't know about ponies or anything like that, you would have absolutely no idea.
Yeah, exactly.
So I still love it.
It is a fun song. It's just one of those people could easily kind of why are
you freaking on a pony podcast? There's no pony. Yes, it is.
No. Anyway. My next song is definitely pony related, and it's an older one, and it's At the Gala, the house remix by Elliptosaur. This particular song is this is one of my favorite At the Gala remixes, like ever.
Yeah.
Like period. This is like one of my favorites. It's just it plays with the chorus in just a fun little way. It glitches it out quite a bit, even though it's a house, it's a house, but still pretty much kind of glitches out the chorus and kind of
electronic genres blend together.
Yeah, blend together. Yeah, so it starts off with it, and it starts off with this chorus just kind of all glitched out, and it's really fun. You go through all the verses, and then he changes them up, and he's willing to change them up. Like we have this bit with Pinky where it just kind of glitches out again, and then he's even switching them up so like Dash is the last one instead of like in the middle or whatever, and it's just a really nice like house mix of this song, and it's also like 7 minutes long, so it's a nice long one too, and I just really like what he did with it, and this is this is one of those early ones. And the unfortunate thing is it's a little more difficult now to get a hold of it because he's since removed it from YouTube, but it's on another channel, and you can buy it from Bandcamp for $1 when it used to be free. So just know that.
Yeah. I thought it's a pretty good one. I actually hadn't listened to it until recently as well.
More recently than you'd care to admit.
My own words coming back to bite me. But yes. So, which is surprising because I usually pay attention to like the house style stuff. So
Yeah, this is an older one though, so
yeah, so I may have missed it somehow. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. This is a good one. Yeah. My next one, I'm gonna go back to more of the softer ones for a second. This one made some waves. It's My Cadence by Matthew Mosier.
Cadence, my love song. The stars are shining for you alone. I know I can't win. My cadence, my love song. Love's in bloom everywhere you go. I know I can't win without you by my side.
It's just an amazing song. The guitar work is done by Isambov, which I've featured twice already now. But it's obviously it's a love song between Cadence and Shining Armor. No. But this is one of them. When it got posted, everyone went, "Oh, hello," because it took people by surprise just how good the vocals were. So it's just one of those it came out a little while ago. So having good vocalists, I know it was one of the things we struggled with.
September 16th, 2012.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Late way through September 12th. So yeah, it came out quite a while ago, but it was to hear this level of vocalism. It was definitely something people went, "Oh, we can do this."
Yeah.
And they did it really, really well, in my opinion.
Yeah, as you said, this is a very soft love song, more or less. It's very soft. Very soft, very flowery. That's a good word, flowery.
Flowery is a good term for it.
And I mean, this is expected when you see a song called My Cadence. I mean, come on. If you're not expecting a flowery love song about that, I mean...
They even say, "My love song."
Yeah.
It's
just a little duet thing, but basically what's supposed to be Shining and Kate. Yeah, it's a duet. It's got really nice vocals. So it's a very soft thing. If romance type stuff isn't your thing, you're not going to like this.
Probably
it's that simple. If you don't like love songs, this is not going to be your thing. But this is a really nice, very soft, very easy listening, just really well done. It's just one, like you said, I guess is one of the early examples of
really top end original vocals.
Like, hey. Yeah, don't just have to remix stuff from the show endlessly.
Guys, we can do good vocals.
Yeah. So, and my next song is completely different. I mean, completely different. But, this one, it's... Okay, this is a weird thing because of what the name is, but it's Helping Twilight Win the Crown, DJ Guest Stop remix. DJ Guest Stop. This song, okay, the cafeteria song. That apparently this has gone by like 3 different names I've seen. And no one can really seem to agree. Not even official sources can seem to agree what the heck you're supposed to call the song. It's based off, but cafeteria song. Some people call it the one good song on Quest for Girl, etc., etc. But
There's a couple good
this
songs.
song was remixed to death.
Yes, it was.
This was like winter. The last song this was remixed like this was Winter Wrap Up.
Yeah, that one got it.
That was also
still
remixed
getting remixed
to death. But yeah, this song was remixed to death. So. But this is my personal favorite remix of that song. And it just kind of came out, and I just kind of found it accidentally. And I was like, wow. I mean, particularly the intro. I mean, if you listen to the intro is really good. It's just this really nice little thing that kind of take a bit of the vocal from this and kind of do their own little thing. It's hard to describe with it, but they change it up. They're willing to mix the songs. It kind of avoids the just speed it up and add some bass to it of a lot of remixes by it's able to willing to restructure the song significantly, because it's like, okay, let's take the second verse and put it in front instead, and then adding
a little bit more to it than that.
Yeah, but it's more than that. But that's one of the things they did was.
Yeah.
But it's a really, really nice remix. What really hooked me was like the first minute. It's just a minute-long intro that's really well done. So yeah, it's a really good remix. I was surprised, but this is my favorite of all of them.
Yeah, this is another one that I'm surprised I hadn't heard of until more recently than I'd like to admit.
I have played to you in the past.
Yeah, he has, but it's surprisingly not one that I actually had in my list.
Yeah. I don't think it's a really well-known artist.
Did you get stopped? I have one or
super
two
well known,
by him,
but
so
I
think he should be more well known. So listen to this. This is, I'll agree with you. This is a great one. It's got a club feel. I want to say, though. It kind of makes things a bit more ambient on the lyrics and such, but it has a very very nice. I don't know how to describe that. It's like a almost ambient, but not quite that. It's that club feel that. It just kind of fills the room.
Builds. It just kind of feels like it if it played in a club. It'd feel like it was perfect. Matches perfectly.
You could definitely close your eyes, play the song, and you can see the light show.
Yeah.
And the people dancing. I could definitely see that.
The glow sticks and their
the glow sticks and the laser show and the fog machines and strobe lights, everything. I could see that with this song. Yeah, very good.
Really, it was just one of those kind of. I just kind of accidentally stumbled across and went, this is not bad. Actually, this is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Because like I said, remix to death. But this guy I think this is my favorite of all the remixes, of the hundreds of remixes. I mean, let's be honest, it's that 90% of everything is crap thing.
Yeah, 90% of everything, not just our stuff.
Yeah, but 90% of everything is crap. And this guy managed to be like the best.
The 10%, part of the top of the 10% that's good.
Like the 1%.
The 1%. We are the 1%. No, we're not.
Yeah.
So, yeah. My next song is The Moon Rises by Ponyphonic.
Should lock themselves away to shun the moon and wait instead for sister's sunny day. Am I so wrong to wish that they would see things like I do? And am I so wrong to think that they might love me too? Why shouldn't they adore me? Is it not
This song and this guy Ponyphonic kind of came out of the woodworks and dropped this, and everyone went, "What? Holy crap! This is amazing!" And people were equating this song to old school Disney songs, that kind of quality. And it was absolutely incredible what he came out with. I think the only major complaint with this song was it's a Luna song being voiced by a guy.
Yeah.
Was I think the only major complaint. But it's just, you listen to it, it just, wow. He can hit some of these notes that are just incredible. And I also love how they threw in the Latin little bits here and there. It was just amazing.
Yeah. Like you said, it was you said Disney, and I was thinking the whole time I was listening to it. This reminds me of Frollo's song from Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah,
that's what. Except a little.
That was the
little
biggest
tone
one.
back a little bit, not as like in your face, angry, righteous.
Like fire. That's what people were. That's what primarily what people were equating it to. This is like Disney. This is like Hunchback of Notre Dame. Like fire. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking of, and. It's really nice, especially with the chanting coming in and stuff. And that was like, it's like the chorus coming in, the background choral whoa.
Yeah, the Latin that comes in.
It's a very short song, but it's a really well done song. Yeah, it's obviously done. It's like it's from this perspective of Luna / Nightmare Moon.
Yep.
And it's like this is her jealousy, her bitterness at her sister, and the ponies. It's like, why don't they like me? So this was I was surprised when I heard this one. I was like, whoa.
Everyone was like, where'd this guy come from? This is amazing.
This is a really good song. It's just Yeah, it's also kind of a dark theme, but it's not as dark as Hellfire or whatever you call.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called.
I think
yeah.
it is Hellfire.
Yeah, that song from Hunchback of Notre Dame. It's not as dark, but it's still in that same vein of a dark villain song. It's like touching on darker themes.
Yep.
So
It's
yeah,
amazing, absolutely amazing song.
and yeah, I got another song, of course. We're getting close to the end, though.
Getting close.
Yeah, this one, it's "So Shy" by Sim Gratina.
Sleepyhead, come back. Sleepyhead, welcome back. Sleepyhead, come back. Sleepyhead, welcome back. Sleepyhead, come back. Sleepyhead, welcome back. Sleepyhead, come back. Sleepyhead. They will love me big and small.
I had to get a Sim Gratina song at some point. I mean,
Yeah, we had to.
I mean, I had to. I mean, I like a lot of his work. I mean, not all of it, but I like a lot of it. And this one is one that I don't think it's that old. It's not super new, but it's also not super old either. I kind of discovered it more recently. Funnily enough, while listening to Ponyville FM.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, it's actually December 29th, 2012 was when it was uploaded. So yeah, it is actually fairly old.
fairly old.
But yeah, it's a really fun little song, taking just Fluttershy vocal clips and just remixing them in this really fun, bouncy, happy song.
Yeah.
And it's even and it plays. It has this kind of main bit that's really fun, and even it's structured. Like, oh, there's a high note, there's a low note, and then it's really fun, and I just like it's just a fun, bouncy song. You can't help but smile a little bit when you're listening to it.
I'm just bouncing my head when I listen to it. It's great.
Yeah, it's just fun.
It is. It's fun. Fun. No, that's Pinky.
Yeah, same voice actor though. Dun, dun,
Yay!
dun. So yeah, it's just a really fun little song, and I highly recommend if you haven't already listened to it, go listen to it.
Yes, go listen to it.
It's a fun little one. It's just a fun one.
Sim has a tendency to do fun, bouncy
It's just
little songs.
fun,
like
bouncy.
that.
It just takes a bunch of stuff from the show and reshuffles it into its own little song.
We call vocal splicing. That's
yeah,
what it is.
vocals. Yeah, it just shuffles it all. and
Sampling,
just
splicing, so.
splices it and makes a whole new song.
Brand new song. Really, really well done.
Although I'm going to say this right now just to be a little evil. You're not going to be able to hear anything but 2-pound egg white now.
2-pound egg white.
I'm just going to say that right now.
One of the
You will
vocal
not be able to
splice.
unhear it now.
Yep. You're welcome. So I'll bring this back to the follow-up polyphonic song. This is Lullaby for a Princess.
Once did a pony who shone like the sun look out on her kingdom and sigh. She smiled and said, surely there is no pony so lovely and so well beloved as I.
Where the last song I featured, The Moon Rises, is Nightmare Moon's side of the story, where she became jealous and wanted her peace. This is the other side, from Celestia, just after the banishment, going, I should have seen this, I saw this, and I didn't, and I'm sorry. It's just, again, Ponyphonic doing it again. This is right after The Moon Rises. This is his next one to come out, and everyone just went, yeah, this guy's definitely knows what he's doing. He also, like I said, the last one had a lot of people going, it's Luna, why is a guy singing? He went, okay, fine, we'll have a girl sing Celestia. And found an amazing vocalist for it. It's just, again, it's hard to describe just how amazing this is.
I remember this song we featured Four-String featured, remember him?
Yes.
Way back at episode 5 of our podcast.
5?
Yeah, way back when. And this was actually this was surprising to me. This when I heard it, I was like, wow. Because, well, like, really great vocals, female vocals, which was quite, frankly, kind of rare. It's still kind of rare.
It's still kind of rare.
And the problem is a lot of, musicians are male. And
yeah, and especially in our fandom, we're still predominantly male.
yeah, so I remember, I think I loved it back then. It was just a super emotional song. It's like, yeah, you can, it's just a Celestia's heartbreak over what she had to do, just partially because she did not see it coming, even though she should have.
She saw it and didn't do what she needed
Yeah.
to.
And, well, now she's separated from her sister for 1,000 years.
Yeah,
That was a really fun song.
it was.
Well, not fun.
It was just incredible. Is what it was.
Emotional. I have yet another Equestria Girls song. This one is A Friend for Life, and it's a JB remix.
What was right there in front of me turned my back, got my mind off track, yeah. You saw a world that was something new entirely. Helped me to see all the possibilities. Oh, like a star in the daylight. Oh, like a diamond at night. Your light was hidden from my sight.
I remember this, JB was like, I'm going to do a Equestria Girls song. And a lot of people immediately assumed Cafeteria song. And he's like, no, because I'm going to do something else because
Everyone's
that's been
already done
remixed to death, and I want to do my own thing. Well, he did this one. This is, I guess, what people call the other, not actually pretty good song. So, yeah, this is the song that plays during the end credits of the movie, and he remixed it into this 8-minute long remix. Although, if you look on the YouTube version, it says 6 minutes. That's not the full version. Yeah, the full version's 8 minutes long, and it's a really great, just, I guess, a dance song.
It's house.
Yeah, so it's a really nice dance song, and if you've heard JB, you kind of know his general style, and it delivers on it. I think this is just a really, like, one of his finer works, though, and this is a really great, just, kind of you hear bits and pieces, like, in the background, you hear, like, the chorus and stuff, so it's a really nice one.
Yeah. So go listen to that one. My second to last song that I have is Monument by Markarian.
Then one day I crossed the line and dared stand up to you. The last thing that I ever did, and so your garden grew. Now I bake beneath the sun, and I freeze beneath the snow. Patiently I bide my time as the decades come and go. Still with each dawn and brand new sun, I hope today's the day that forgiveness finds its way to you and you let me fly away.
This song is one of his first original Pony songs. You can kind of tell there's a little bit here and there, but it's another one that's just got a ton of emotion behind it, and I think he pulls it off very, very, very well.
So, but anyway, yeah, it's an interesting song. I don't think I'm as super into it as you are. I mean, it's a good song, and it's nice and emotional. It's got a bit of an emotional feel. I mean, but to me, it's not super great. It's just, yeah, it's fun. It's a good song. It's okay for what it is. And yeah, there's a couple technical issues with it, but it's fine. That's not my thing, I guess.
Not your thing. All right.
Yeah, so my second to last song is, this goes by like 30 different names though, because I keep finding different. But My Little Orchestra, Friendship Symphony No. 1 in D major by Silent, who at one time was called Applejack the Engineer. This is a 20-minute orchestration of all the I think actually all the season 1's music. As far as I can remember, this is all the season 1 music orchestrated into a 20-minute long piece, and it is wonderful. It is. I love orchestral stuff. So this was like for me. This like push all the right buttons. So this was it takes all these bits and pieces, nicely arranges them, and like each pony has their own section. So like I think Applejack and like Pinky are like horns and stuff, and like Fluttershy's like I can't remember. I think she's a flute and stuff like that. So like of course because violins tend to be the main thing. Twilight's the violins, stuff like that. So it's really nice thing. The only problem I have with it is at the end there's this like I guess finale bit and it doesn't really fit with the rest of it. At least as the version I have. He might have adjusted it since then. I've heard he adjusted some pieces of it. So like there's this like finale bit. It's kind of doesn't fit right. It just kind of feels like it just kind of was tacked on. Other than that though, it's a really great piece.
When did this one come out?
This came out November 28th, 2011.
Yeah, I was about to say I think it's really well done, but I can tell that there's some
Issues.
some issues. Mainly, I think like the sampling.
Yeah.
The samples you use for the instruments do sound lower than I've heard other ones, but it being as old as it is, that definitely makes sense. You can definitely there's higher quality samples out there for the instruments. But otherwise, yeah, I think it's pretty good. Really long, but yeah.
No, it's an orchestral piece. Orchestral pieces tend to be long. So when people say, 7 minutes is a long song, I go, ha!
Go listen to Yes.
Go listen to
That's
Mozart.
not orchestral, though.
Let's listen to Mozart. Go listen to Beethoven. Some of that stuff's like almost an hour.
Oh, yeah. Go listen to Requiem. There you go.
There you go.
It's also Requiem, which isn't actually complete, but we won't go into that.
Yeah.
Moving right along. My last song is Halos Fass's Rocket to Insanity. This song, you want to talk long songs. This is one song that's a whole album. It's actually 4 different movements within one giant 15-minute long song.
Yeah, mine's still longer though.
Yeah, yours is longer, but yours is an entire season of songs. This is just one original song, which, again, because it's original and doesn't have vocals, it again suffers from the you wouldn't know it's a pony unless you knew the backstory.
Yeah.
Which is actually a Cupcakes fanfic sequel reference. We won't get into that though, but the song is great. The song is absolutely incredible. It's different.
Yes.
It's not something you'd normally expect. It's just really, really fun and cool.
I've heard this song, and I was like, what is that song? This is really good.
I showed it to you.
I believe I heard it before you showed it to me, though. I just never knew about it, really. But this is especially the beginning and the ending are just like, whoa. So yeah, I love this song a lot. This is a great song, and it's weird to me still, and you said you're not getting into it, I'm getting into it. It's weird that to me, a dumb fanfic can inspire a dumb unofficial sequel, can inspire an amazing song.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is a great, great song. And yeah, it's a prog rock, basically. It's crazy. It's like if you know about stuff like Genesis and stuff, that is what it's like.
It's like a dark Genesis. Yeah.
It's what it is. And it's a really great just driving thing, and it does its own crazy big long solo thing in the middle, and it's just it's a really great song. And
I love the main riff on it.
The main thing it opens up with is just
it's the sort of horn.
It's just very slowly coming in, and then it gets big.
Yeah,
and it's loud.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Yeah, it is. And yeah, so my last song and the final song for this whole show.
Yep.
Forever. No, wait, just for this episode.
Don't scare me.
This one is Chant of Immortality by Forever Free Browning. It's also featuring Chi Chi, who, if you remember, that's from a song we featured a while back, singer. Well, female vocalist. Anyway, this is a great song. It's basically, if you don't know, it's about, Twilight kind of dealing with her immortality.
Yeah, it's the whole immortality blues.
It's the whole immortality blues, except it's kind of done better because I've always kind of railed against it in times. But this is one of those, it kind of feels a little more realistic. It's also kind of, you hear the words like, that's kind of depressing.
It is.
But it's really well done, and it's a chant, and the chanting going on, and Gregorian.
Mm-hmm.
And, kind of like Halo. Except it's words.
Words.
Well, actual words. But yeah, it's a really, really nice, it's not very long either, but it's a very nice, you can hear just this emotion in it, and you get one verse with a dude and one verse, the girl, and it's a really well done, I guess, it's feel piece.
Yeah, it's
emotional
probably one
piece.
of his best.
Yeah.
Probably I would say one of his best works.
Ever.
At this point, he's got some contenders, yeah, but this is definitely fighting for top place of his stuff. I love this guy's work. His real name's Garrison Ulrich.
Yeah.
So he's got a few EPs out now. But this one is I absolutely love the Gregorian chant part. And then the words, you just sit down and listen to them. It's just, wow. It's sort of depressing, but it kind of makes you think, too, at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, there's this whole debate about Twilight,
Yeah,
how
whether
she
they're-
deal with it and all this stuff, but that's not for here now, especially since we're already running really long, so...
Yeah. Yeah, I think that about wraps up what we can do.
Yeah.
So
10 songs each.
10 songs, we got through 20 songs. So, of course, that means we're not doing a fanfic
fan
or
con.
other normal
Those come back next
music.
week.
Yeah, we'll do those next week. We had enough fan content this episode. We don't need
Overload.
to add a little bit more. So, yeah. If you liked what you heard, and I hope you did,
Yes.
you can find all of our episodes at pony411.libsyn.com. Check them out there. They're all available for download. You can also find us on YouTube. That's youtube.com/pony411. You can also find us on iTunes. Just search for Pony411, subscribe to us there, and we'll auto-download and all that sort of stuff. We also air on Ponyville FM every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, so tune in and listen to us there. If you'd like to get a hold of us, send us comments, suggestions, whatever. You can email us at pony411podcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on Twitter. We're at pony411. We're also on Facebook. It's facebook.com/pony411. Go like us or whatever you do on Facebook. If you'd like to contact us individually, I'm at Alca7raz_ with a 7 instead of a T, and he's at Nemesis Prime 1. So yeah, go follow us, see whatever we happen to be tweeting about when we decide to actually tweet. So yeah, go check us out there. And we hope you come back next week. Hope we didn't bore you.
Teaser.
Loop-de-hoop. Loop-de-hoop. Oh boy. So yeah, good night everyone.
Please pony responsibly.